Maker. Let him hear our unwavering faith. Let him hear our righteous dedication and enduring perseverance.
And then shall the Maker return to us. And then shall the Maker return to the black city in heaven. And then shall the chant of light make it pure. Let all mankind be humbled. Let all repeat the chant of light. Only the word dispels the darkness upon us.
And when the chant spreads across all four corners of the world, let it rise at last to the ears of the Maker. Let him hear our unwavering faith. Let him hear our righteous dedication and enduring perseverance.
And then shall the Maker return to us. And then shall the Maker return to the black city in heaven. And then shall the chant of light make it pure. Let all mankind be humbled. Let all repeat the chant of light. Only the word dispels the darkness upon us.
Chant spreads across all four corners of the world, let it rise at last to the ears of the Maker. Let him hear our unwavering faith. Let him hear our righteous dedication and enduring perseverance.
And then shall the Maker return to us. And then shall the Maker return to the black city in heaven. And then shall the chant of light make it pure. Let all mankind be humbled. Let all repeat the chant of light. Only the word dispels the darkness upon us.
And when the chant spreads across all four corners of the world, let it rise at last to the ears of the Maker. Let him hear our unwavering faith. Let him hear our righteous dedication and enduring perseverance.
And then shall the Maker return to us. And then shall the Maker return to the black city in heaven. And then shall the chant of light make it pure. Let all mankind be humbled. Let all repeat the chant of light. Only the word dispels the darkness upon us.
And when the chant spreads across all four corners of the world, let it rise at last to the ears of the Maker. Let him hear our unwavering faith. Let him hear our righteous dedication and enduring perseverance.
And then shall the Maker return to us. And then shall the Maker return to the black city in heaven. And then shall the chant of light make it pure. Let all mankind be humbled. Let all repeat the chant of light. Only the word dispels the darkness upon us.
And when the chant spreads across all four corners of the world, let it rise at last to the ears of the Maker. Let him hear our unwavering faith. Let him hear our righteous dedication and enduring perseverance.
And then shall the Maker return to us. And then shall the Maker return to the black city in heaven. And then shall the chant of light make it pure. Let all mankind be humbled. Let all repeat the chant of light. Only the word dispels the darkness upon us.
all four corners of the world. Let it rise at last to the ears of the Maker. Let him hear our unwavering faith. Let him hear our righteous dedication and enduring perseverance.
And then shall the Maker return to us. And then shall the Maker return to the black city in heaven. And then shall the chant of light make it pure. Let all mankind be humbled. Let all repeat the chant of light. Only the word dispels the darkness upon us.
And when the chant spreads across all four corners of the world, let it rise at last to the ears of the Maker. Let him hear our unwavering faith. Let him hear our righteous dedication and enduring perseverance.
And then shall the Maker return to us. And then shall the Maker return to the black city in heaven. And then shall the chant of light make it pure. Let all mankind be humbled. Let all repeat the chant of light. Only the word dispels the darkness upon us.
And when the chant spreads across all four corners of the world, let it rise at last to the ears of the Maker. Let him hear our unwavering faith. Let him hear our righteous dedication and enduring perseverance.
And then shall the Maker return to us. And then shall the Maker return to the black city in heaven. And then shall the chant of light make it pure. Let all mankind be humbled. Let all repeat the chant of light. Only the word dispels the darkness upon us.
And when the chant spreads across all four corners of the world, let it rise at last to the ears of the Maker. Let him hear our unwavering faith. Let him hear our righteous dedication and enduring perseverance.
And then shall the Maker return to us. And then shall the Maker return to the black city in heaven. And then shall the chant of light make it pure. Let all mankind be humbled. Let all repeat the chant of light. Only the word dispels the darkness upon us.
And when the chant spreads across all four corners of the world, let it rise at last to the ears of the Maker. Let him hear our unwavering faith. Let him hear our righteous dedication and enduring perseverance.
And then shall the Maker return to us. And then shall the Maker return to the black city in heaven. And then shall the chant of light make it pure. Let all mankind be humbled. Let all repeat the chant of light. Only the word dispels the darkness upon us.
And when the chant spreads across all four corners of the world, let it rise at last to the ears of the Maker. Let him hear our unwavering faith. Let him hear our righteous dedication and enduring perseverance.
And then shall the Maker return to us. And then shall the Maker return to the black city in
And then shall the Maker return to us. And then shall the Maker return to us. Greetings, everyone. I'm here. I just decided I couldn't do I was gonna try something out this morning, with like just hanging out and chatting and stuff, and I didn't have everything set up the way I wanted to, so I just shut it down and watched the mobile announcement produced a video around that, and now I'm back. We're streaming some Dragon Age Origins for the 3rd session. Chris and I are waiting on delivery this afternoon, so I may have to duck out when that happens, but otherwise I'm here for the next few hours as we continue our adventures.
and enduring perseverance.
And then shall the Maker return to us. And then shall the Maker return
Turn to the black city in heaven, and then shall the chant of light make it pure.
Let all mankind be
Alright, we need to talk to the Reverend Mother.
repeat the chant of
Will you be making a donation to the Chantry, my friend? You look like you have salvaged more of value than most who make it here.
Who are you?
I am the revered mother of this Chantry. Traditionally, those who seek my blessing tithe first.
Oh, that's so greedy. I have nothing to offer.
I understand. Not all are wealthy enough to spare even a few coins for the Maker's favor. What can I do for you then?
I want to talk about Sten.
It might have been kinder to execute him, but I leave his fate to the Maker. Why does he interest you?
I want him freed. I might have a use for him.
Then his next victims might count you and me as their murderers.
Release him into my custody.
Your custody? And who might you be?
I'm a Grey Warden in need of aid against the Darkspawn.
A Grey Warden? Oh dear, I will have to ask you to leave before you bring trouble on our heads.
Ah. Let me take the Qunari and fight the Darkspawn.
To defend against the Blight? Perhaps that is a form of atonement. But are you certain you can control him?
If you prefer, I could invoke the right of conscription.
No, I cannot. There will be too much trouble for us if we are seen cooperating with you.
The Darkspawn are the real enemy.
The Maker cares no less for that Qunari's victims than for the thousands who fell in Ostagar. Now, good day. Yes? What can I do for you now?
Can you provide any help to the Grey
I
Wardens?
cannot help you without risking the safety of this village and Chantry. The best I can do is keep your presence a secret. I am sorry. Now, if there is nothing else...
There is. I want to talk about Sten.
Again, we have already discussed this, and I told you I would not release the creature.
He is not a creature, he's a person. What if this causes an incident with his people?
The Maker demands justice, regardless of his race.
What did he do?
He butchered an entire farmhold. Only one of the youngest hid long enough to survive. The child said his father had found the Qunari gravely wounded and took him in. That kindness was repaid with murder. The bandsman found the Qunari just standing amidst the carnage. He did not resist them.
And you're certain he did it?
He confessed quite readily, but would give no reason for the crime. Even the seasoned knights who apprehended him were disturbed by the carnage. However docile he appears, do not be fooled. That Qunari is a danger.
Will you not reconsider your stance?
I cannot. Grey Warden though you may be, please leave the Qunari to his fate.
Can I force her hand? Give me the key or die.
Now we threaten priests. How fun.
Whoa, whoa! Let's not get out of hand here.
What is the meaning of this? You would threaten me with violence?
It's probably a bad
Your
decision.
Reverence, please. We are on an important mission. Let us take the Qunari off your hands. I beg you.
I see. And if not, I am to be assaulted. Is this what we have come to?
No, Your Reverence. I will not allow that to happen.
I have more important matters to concern me. Here, take the key to the creature's cage and begone. Do not return.
Well, I got what I wanted, but I probably pissed off Alistair. Oh, yeah, he majorly disapproves. Sorry about that, buddy.
What do you need?
You want to talk about Duncan?
You don't have to do that. I know you didn't know him as long as I did.
He was like a father to you, I understand.
I should have handled it better. Duncan warned me right from the beginning that this could happen. Any of us could die in battle. I shouldn't have lost it, not when so much is riding on us, not with the Blight and everything.
Define everything,
I'm sorry.
yeah. No harm done.
I'd like to have a proper funeral for him. Maybe once this is all done, if we're still alive. I don't think he had any family to speak of.
That's an excellent idea.
I think he came from High Ever, or so he said. Maybe I'll go up there sometime. See about putting up something in his honor. I don't know. Dwarves don't practice cremation, do they? How do your people honor your dead?
We entomb our dead within the stone beneath our thags.
I heard about that, now that I think about it. Their spirits return to the rock, strengthening the foundation of the Tig. It sounds so strange.
Maybe so. Duncan is one of your people, however, not ours.
I suppose you're right. Thank you. Really, I mean it. It was good to talk about it, at least a little.
Maybe I'll go to High Ever with you when you go.
I'd like that. So would he, I think.
And when the chant spreads across all
How do you
four
give
corners of the
gifts?
world, let it rise at last to the ears of the Maker. Let him hear our
What do you need? Ask away.
righteous dedication and enduring perseverance.
And then shall the Maker return to us.
What do you wish of me?
I'd like to discuss something personal.
We are hardly alone, so privacy is not an option. It is your question, however. Ask what you will.
Why are you still here?
I am here because Flemeth commanded me to aid you. Why? Do you wish me to leave? I can do so if you prefer.
No, I don't want you. Do you want to leave?
If I wanted to leave, then I would go. I remain, so do not ask such pointless questions.
Fair enough. Oh my god, she disapproves mightily.
What do you wish of me? If you must.
How did you become a shape changer?
I was not born such. 'Tis a skill of Flemeth's, taught over many years in the wilds. The chastened have tales of we witches, saying that we assume the forms of creatures to watch them from hiding. When a child is alone and separate from his tribe, that is when we strike, dragging the young boy kicking and screaming to our lair to be devoured. A most amusing legend.
But it's just a legend, right?
So I assume. My mother has walked the wilds far longer than I. Who am I to suggest what things she has done and not done in her past? Why do you ask? Is there something specific you wish to know?
Can you change into other human forms?
The form of an animal is different from my own. One may study the creature, learn to move as it does, think as it does. In time, this allows one to become as it is. I gain nothing by studying another human. I already am the same as they are.
okay.
I learn nothing. So the answer is no, my human form is the only one I possess.
Can anyone become a shape changer?
Anyone with sufficient will. But the act of transformation is a magical one. 'Tis a spell and thus requires a mage's talents. If you had a notion to learn such a skill for yourself, sadly, you must remain disappointed.
That's all I wanted to ask.
Indeed. Have you an opinion on my abilities, then? Am I an unnatural abomination to be put to the torch?
Maybe tied to a flagpole and tickled.
I wouldn't advise it. But enough of such talk. Let us proceed, lest the dust gather on us.
Alright, how do I use gifts? Aha! Gift to Morgan.
A fine gift. You have my thanks. A fine gift. You have my thanks.
All right.
Interesting. Interesting.
I didn't get anything from that. Alright.
Interesting.
Okay.
What do you wish of me? We
Something
are hardly
personal?
alone, so privacy is not an option.
And when the chant
What do you wish of me? If you must.
Can you teach others? Have you ever been... Is Flemeth what she seems to
Well,
be?
that depends, does it not? What does she seem to be?
An old woman.
Oh, she is certainly old. Have no mistake of that. Tell me, how much do you know of the tale? The one that the chastened still tell of my mother, to frighten them into obedience.
Didn't even know there was such a thing.
Ah, I see. That does explain much. I can relay what Flemeth once told me herself, and you can decide whether or not 'tis the truth, if you desire.
Sure.
As the tale is sung by the bards, there was a time when Flemeth was young and beautiful, a fair lass in a land of barbarian men, the desire of any who saw her.
Okay. How long ago is this?
Many centuries, before this land was even named Ferelden. The tales say that Flemeth fell in love with Osen the Bard, and fled the castle of her husband, the dread Lord Conobar, and that he swore vengeance for her infidelity. In truth, my mother claims that 'twas Osen who was her husband, and Conobar the jealous lord, who looked on from afar. Lord Conobar approached young Osen and offered him wealth and power in exchange for his lovely wife, and Osen agreed.
Not cool, dude.
The life of a bard is a poor one, and love fades in the wake of hunger. 'Twas Flemeth who suggested the arrangement.
Really?
All would have been well had Lord Conobar kept his end of the bargain. But he was a foul man who bargained with coin he did not possess. Osen was led off to a field and slain, left for dead. Flemeth spoke to the spirits and learned of the deed, and swore revenge.
She truly loved Osen.
That was not the point. Conobar had no honor, so she would not have him. Flemeth begged the spirits to aid her, and 'twas they who slew Conobar. The demon the legend tells of came later. Lord Conobar's allies chased Flemeth, you see. Chased her to the wilds, and there she hid. There she found the demon, and he made her strong. The legends all speak of the great hero Cormac, he who defeated Flemeth and her great army when she invaded the lowlands centuries later. All lies.
Okay. Even my people have heard of Cormac.
The truth of the matter is that there was never an invasion. As Flemeth tells it, the Chastened never raised an army under her banner, and she never fought with any warrior named Cormac. Cormac led a brutal civil war against his own people, and later claimed it was to vanquish evil that had taken root amongst the lords. Thus, he was hailed a hero. Flemeth was only attached to the legend much later. Perhaps 'twas due to the great war with the Chastened that eventually came, but Mother claims not to know how it began.
The legend tells of Flemeth having many daughters. Well, how about an interesting story? Thank you.
Flemeth tells it with far more embellishment than I, but you are welcome. Dare I ask of your own mother? Few are abominations of legend, 'tis true, but I find myself curious nevertheless.
My mother's a useless drunk, if you must know.
Ah, then you have my sympathies for what it is worth. Which is very little, I am certain. It matters not. Let us move on.
let him hear our
I wonder if you could pursue a relationship with Morgan as a dwarf, because I remember doing that like my first playthrough through the game.
And then shall the Maker return to us.
And then shall the Maker return to the Black
to
Wall.
in
Black City,
heaven.
sorry.
And then shall the chant of light make it pure. Let all mankind be humble. Let all repeat the chant of light. Only the word dispels the darkness upon us.
Alright, well we've got the key. must
What do you need?
never mind.
What do you wish
What
of
again?
me?
Let's talk again.
If you must.
Can you teach others to become... No, how about... have you ever been hunted by the Chantry?
You are very cute to ask so many questions.
And you're cute when you're evasive.
Really? Perhaps we should be wrapped in ribbons and adorned with flowers. So cute are we, too. My mother has been hunted from time to time, yes, by Templar fools like Alistair, which should tell you how successful they generally were. Flemeth made a bit of a game of it, in fact. The Templars would come again, and she would look at me and smile and say that the fun was to begin once more.
You really had no trouble with them.
I am unsure. I was too young to understand, and perhaps 'twas bravado on Flemeth's part, or perhaps she was merely amused. I will never know. Flemeth would warn them once. 'Twas a warning they inevitably failed to heed. And then the true game began. Often Flemeth would use me as bait, a little girl to scream and run and lure the Templars deeper into the wilds and to their doom.
Surely more would have followed.
Sometimes. Eventually. Thankfully, the wilds is a vast place. Once they found us, Flemeth would simply move us elsewhere, and we would be lost within the forest once again. I did not understand the danger we faced until I was much older. I had never heard of apostates or maleficarum.
They got what they deserved.
Perhaps they did. Still, I do not begrudge them doing what they believe is necessary. The Chantry sees any mages not leashed to the Circle of Magi as apostates, and apostates could become maleficarum, evil mages that resort to blood magic and become demon-enslaved abominations. It may even be true. Still, those of us who prefer freedom see no reason to submit.
I agree. If I were a mage, I agree completely.
Oh, I hope you are not simply being agreeable. It would be a refreshing change. Enough of this talk. Let us return to the task at hand.
And when the chant spreads across all four corners of the world, let it rise at last to the ears of the Maker. Let him hear our unwavering faith.
I await
So I got
your
a
command.
bonus.
Dedication and enduring
Life in the
perseverance.
wilds must have been lonely.
At times, perhaps. A world full of people and buildings and things was all very foreign to me. If I wished companionship, I ran with the wolves and flew with the birds. If I spoke, 'twas to the trees.
But you eventually left.
Such simple pleasures will only enthrall for so long. I recall the first time I crept beyond the edge of the wilds. I did so in animal form, remaining in the shadows and watching these strange townsfolk from afar. I happened upon a noblewoman by her carriage, adorned in sparkling garments the likes of which I had never before seen. I was dazzled. This, to me, seemed what true wealth and beauty must be. I snuck up behind her and stole a hand mirror from the carriage. It was encrusted in gold and crystalline gemstones, and I hugged it to my chest with delight as I sped back to the wilds.
What happened then?
Flemeth was furious with me. I was a child and had not yet come into my full power, and I had risked discovery for the sake of a pretty bauble. To teach me a lesson, Flemeth took the mirror and smashed it upon the ground. I was heartbroken.
I have a hard time picturing you heartbroken.
That is because I learned my lesson well. Beauty and love are fleeting and have no meaning. Survival has meaning. Power has meaning.
Fair enough.
Without those lessons, I would not be here today, as difficult as they might have been.
It made you stronger.
They did indeed. To return to your original question, perhaps my time in the wilds was indeed lonely, but such was how it had to be. I find myself at times wondering what might have become of the girl with the beautiful golden mirror, but such fantasies have no place amidst reality.
And then shall the Maker return to us.
Fair enough.
And then shall the Maker...
What skill did I get? passive, right?
Return to the Black City.
I await
in
your command.
heaven, and then shall
So, full of questions, are you?
Are you really Flemeth's daughter?
I assume you were actually asking whether Flemeth herself gave birth to me. Truly, I do not know. I once asked Flemeth that very question, and she merely laughed at me. 'Tis not inconceivable that she could capture a chastened man, or perhaps change to a more attractive form to attract him willingly. I find it more difficult to imagine her with child.
She was not always as old as she is now, was she?
As a matter of fact, I remember her being younger once. She had black hair, much like my own, long and lustrous. But how could that be if she is centuries old? Has she become wizened only recently? Or are the tales of her legend only that, and nothing more? I do know the tales of Flemeth having many daughters, even though I have never met another. And Flemeth has always treated me as her blood.
What if you have real family?
I would have nothing in common with them, nor any need for what they might provide. Flemeth taught me everything I needed to learn. How to survive, the meaning of power, the truth of men. If other mothers do not teach these things, then I believe them the lesser.
Fair enough.
You suppose it's true? 'Tis true. To indulge in love is to indulge in delusion. Surely a Grey Warden such as yourself does not believe otherwise.
I'm not sure what I believe.
An honest answer, if a somewhat vapid one. You shall learn in time, if fortune smiles on you.
Let all mankind be humble. Let all repeat the chant.
What do you need? Ask away.
The word dispels the darkness upon us.
All Aemon raised you.
Did I say that? I meant that dogs raised me. Giant slobbering dogs from the Anderfells. A whole pack of them, in fact.
That's not what I remember you telling Flemeth.
Well, if you're going to go and pay attention to the facts, then fine. Let's see, how do I explain this? I'm a bastard. And before you make any smart comments, I mean the fatherless kind. My mother was a serving girl in Redcliffe Castle who died when I was very young. Arl Eamon wasn't my father, but he took me in anyhow and put a roof over my head.
Fair
He was
enough.
good to me, and he didn't have to be. I respect the man, and I don't blame him anymore for sending me off to the Chantry once I was old enough.
Do you know who is your father?
I know who I was told was my father. He died even before my mother did, anyhow. It isn't important. Arl Eamon eventually married a young woman from Orlais, which caused all sorts of problems between him and the king because it was so soon after the war. But he loved her. Anyhow, then you, Arlessa, resented the rumors which pegged me as his bastard. They weren't true, but of course they existed. The Arl didn't care, but she did. So off I was packed to the nearest monastery at age 10. Just as well. The Arlessa made sure the castle wasn't a home to me by that point. She despised me.
What an awful thing to do to a child.
Maybe. She felt threatened by my presence, I can see that now. I can't say I blame her. She wondered if the rumors were true herself, I bet. I remember I had an amulet with Andraste's holy symbol on it. The only thing I had of my mother's. I was so furious at being sent away, I tore it off and threw it at the wall and it shattered. Stupid thing to do. The Arl came by the monastery a few times to see how I was, but I was stubborn. I hated it there, and blamed him for everything. And eventually, he just stopped coming.
You were young.
And raised my dogs. Or I may as well have been, the way I acted. But maybe all young bastards act like that. I don't know. All I know is that the Arl is a good man, and well loved by the people. He also was King Kaelin's uncle, so he has a personal motivation to see Loghain pay for what he did.
Fair enough.
Anyway, that's really all there is to the story.
Right.
What do you need? Ask away.
How did you become a Grey Warden?
Same way you did. You drink some blood, you choke on it, and pass out. You haven't forgotten already, have you?
Haha, very funny.
I do my best. What can I say? Let's see, I was in the Chantry before. I trained for many years to become a Templar, in fact. That's where I learned most of my skills.
You don't seem like the religious sort.
You're telling me I was banished to the kitchens to scour the pots more times than I can count. And that's a lot. I can count pretty high. The Grand Cleric didn't want to let me go. Duncan was forced to conscript me, actually, and was she ever furious when he did. I thought she was going to have us both arrested. I was lucky.
Why did the Grand Cleric want to keep you?
I wondered that myself. It's not as if she valued me highly. I think she just didn't want to give anything to the Grey Wardens, is all. The Chantry didn't lose much. And I think I can do more fighting the Blight anyhow, rather than sitting in a temple somewhere. I'll always be thankful to Duncan for recruiting me. If it hadn't been for him, you know, I wouldn't have.
He was a good man.
He was. A good man who didn't deserve his fate. That much I'm sure of. Come on, let's go. I think I'm done talking. What do you need? Ask away.
Why have you remained a Templar if you get the chance?
Have you seen the uniform? It's not only stylish, but well made. I'm a sucker for good tailoring.
I don't think I've ever seen you wearing it.
I keep it hidden under my pillow. Sometimes I'll take it out just so I can hug it fondly and remember the good old days. Brings a tear to the eyes, you know.
What's the real reason?
You don't really want to know about my being a Templar, do you? It's really quite boring.
I do really want to know.
Poke, poke, poke. Tell me everything about your life, Alistair. All right, if you insist. It's not like we have anything better to do, right? The truth of the matter is that I did hate going to the monastery. The initiates from poor families thought I put on airs, while the noble ones called me a bastard and ignored me. I felt like Al Eamon had cast me off, unwanted, and I was determined to be bitter. But I took some solace in the training itself, I guess. I was actually quite good at it.
Enjoyed hunted. Alright, what did you enjoy about the training?
The education, mostly, but also the discipline. You need to have a disciplined mind in order to use the abilities we have. It was difficult, but rewarding. I never really felt at home anywhere, though, until I joined the Grey Wardens. And Duncan felt my Templar abilities might be useful for when we encountered Darkspawn magic, so I kept it up. What about you? Do you have anywhere you consider home?
Home is wherever the camp is.
We won't always be traveling like this, you know. Once the war is over, once the Blight is... well, a time will come when we'll have to think about having a real home again. Though that seems like a far ways off. And I suppose the Grey Wardens are gone for good. Either way.
They can be rebuilt.
I suppose you're right. We can create new Grey Wardens, but we'll never get back those we lost. I wonder if it would ever feel the same. Anyhow, now I've sidetracked us. We'd better get back to what we're supposed to be doing right now.
And when the chant spreads across all four corners
What do you need?
of the world, let it rise
All right,
at
let's,
last to the ears of the Maker. Let him hear our unwavering faith. Let him hear our righteous dedication.
And I lost some status with both of those people, but at least I got the key to go rescue the dude. Excitedly barking. Do you see anything interesting? Oh, he came back with something. Didn't seem to have found anything. Alright, let's pet him. Oh, who's a good puppy dog? Alright. We need to go rescue the Kunari. I think he's at these gates in the cage.
Do you really know what's going on here? The Blight, the Civil War? I really wonder how much of it you understand.
Dog's wagging his tail.
I await your command. So, full of questions, are you?
Teach others.
Possibly, if I had the desire to. I do not.
As you wish.
We're all special. Big parts
I
to
await
play.
your
Even
command.
you, especially you and Summer.
So, full of questions. Why do you
grow
ask
up.
me such questions? I do not probe you for pointless information, do I?
You can probe me anytime.
Beg pardon then while I jump for joy. What is it you asked if I grew up in the wilds? A curious question. Where else would you picture me? For many years it was simply Flemeth and I. The wilds and its creatures were more real to me than Flemeth's tales of the world of man. In time I grew curious. I left the wilds to explore what lay beyond, never for long. Brief forays into a civilized wilderness.
Okay. But you get going back to the wilds.
Would you not do the same? Your world is an unforgiving and cold place. The wilds I hail from is home to me, and I a natural denizen. For all that I had been taught, however, the truth of the civilized lands proved to be overwhelming. I was unfamiliar with so much. So confident and bold was I, yet there was much that Flemeth could never have prepared me for.
Very daring.
Equal parts daring and foolhardy, perhaps. Only once was I accused of being a witch of the wilds, and that by a chastened who happened to be traveling with a merchant caravan. He pointed and gasped and began shouting in his strange language, and most assumed he was casting some curse upon me. I acted the terrified girl, and naturally, he was arrested.
Quick thinking.
Men are always willing to believe two things about a woman. One, that she is weak, and two, that she finds him attractive. I played the weakling and battered my eyelashes at the captain of the guard. Child's play. The point being that I was able to move through human lands fairly easily. Whatever humans think a witch of the wild looks like, 'tis not I. Not that I did not have trouble. There are things about human society which have always puzzled me, such as the touching. Why all the touching for a simple greeting?
Like a handshake.
To begin with, yes. What is the point of touching my hand? I find it an offensive intrusion. There were many nuances that Flemeth could never tell me of. When to look into another's eyes. How to eat at a table. How to bargain without offending. None of these things I knew. I still do not understand it all, truth be told, but then I gave up long ago any hope of doing so. When I returned to the wilds last, I swore to Flemeth that I had no intention of leaving again.
You can go back if you like.
I have no qualm with the mission I have been set to. Flemeth was correct, like it or not. The Darkspawn are an enemy of all. Well, let's get on with it before the ground opens up and swallows us, yes?
You are the Mabari. You guard one of the most important people. What? You want to play? But I'm talking. Why doesn't anyone want to hear me talk?
You wish something more of me?
You have the key to open your cage.
I confess, I did not think the priestess would part with it.
I could have stolen the key. I didn't even think about that, and I'm a thief character. What a herp derp. Does it matter?
Perhaps we have different ideas of freedom.
Whatever you think, you'll still be free.
And once I am free, you expect me to go with you.
If you're willing.
So be it. Set me free and I will follow you against the Blight. And so it is done. I will follow you into battle. In doing so, I shall find my atonement.
Thank you, Sten.
May we proceed? I am eager to be elsewhere.
What class is he? I don't remember. He's a warrior. And we're gonna keep what we've got now. Alright, looks like we're off to the next quest. I should save. I think I already grabbed these, didn't I? Yep. Enchantment? Enchantment. Yeah, they're gone. Alright, into the wilds we go. I think I need to take a quick break, though, and grab a sandwich. I do wish to gather my party and... Is that a vision? It was a nightmare.
Bad dreams, huh?
It seems so real.
Well, it is real, sort of. You see, part of being a Grey Warden is being able to hear the Darkspawn. That's what your dream was, hearing them. The Archdemon, it talks to the Horde, and we feel it just as they do. That's why we know this is really a blight.
Why didn't Duncan just tell everyone? I know why. Are these dreams gonna happen a lot?
It takes a bit, but eventually you can block the dreams out. Some of the older Grey Wardens say they can understand the Archdemon a bit, but I sure can't. Anyhow, when I heard you thrashing around, I thought I should tell you. It was scary at first for me, too.
Thank you, Alistair.
That's what I'm here for. To deliver unpleasant news and witty one-liners. Anyhow, you're up now, right? Let's pull up camp and get a move on.
Enchantment? Oh yeah, we've got the enchantment kid. Alright, but before we talk to him...
It's good to see you, my timely rescuer. Bodon Fenwick, at your service, once again.
Pleasure,
I
I'm
saw your
sure.
camp and remember the kind offer that you made the last time we met. And is there anywhere safer for a poor merchant and his son to sleep?
I think
not. I'm perfectly willing to offer you a fine discount for the inconvenience of our presence. How does that sound? Good? Yes?
I'll be right back. What are you selling exactly?
Anything, everything, but all of the finest quality. No cheap trinkets here.
No
and my
cheap
boy Sandal
trinkets.
happens to be a bit of a hand with enchantments. Oh, yes. Sadly, it also makes us a target for bandits and the like. If there were spare hands to hire as guards, I would have done so long ago.
All right. Have you been following us?
Following you? I'm not even certain where you're going, my friend. And quite frankly, it's none of my business. Trust me when I say that my encountering you here was serendipity and nothing more. I travel a lot, so I'm bound to meet everyone on the road eventually. If you prefer, I'll take my boy and be on my way. But regretfully, you're the safest spot on this road, without a doubt.
Excuse me. Right, where are we at? Let me see your wares, Bowden.
I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
Ah, discount. I do like discounts. What is this? That's a war axe. That's a staff. That is a shield. Oh my goodness, the stat requirements are quite large. Ooh. Quite expensive. Alright, well before we do anything, first I need to equip my party. Alistair. Sten, he needs armor. Heavy chainmail boots, heavy chainmail. Heavy chainmail gloves. And helmet. Okay. He needs a weapon. I need to check his stats. Powerful. Dual weapon, archery. He's two-handed. Yeah, that's what I remember. We're gonna give that. So I took a great sword. Oathkeeper. Oh yes. I'll take that. And he can also use the mage shield now. Splint Mail can have a helmet. Well, the Grey Warden helmet. That looks rather nice. Okay. Okay, Picasso. Okay. she can wear chantry robe. Alright, what about weapons? I think we've got everything we can use. Now we can sell.
If there's anything I can do for you, please, please tell me.
What's your story?
Well, if you're really interested, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to tell you. I'm originally from Orzammar, just as you are, I suspect.
Indeed I am.
You don't have the look of a surface dwarf about you. I was a merchant there, too. Merchant caste. These things are in the blood, you know. You can't just leave them behind. I ran a fairly successful business. Rare artifacts, you know. Old things, grand things. The nobles loved them. Reminded them of the lost glory days, I suppose.
Go on.
So, as I said, things were going well. But good things must come to an end. One day, a noble woman came to my stall. She looked around for a bit and then started shrieking in dismay. Apparently, she believed that a pair of braces I had for sale once belonged to her brother. He'd been lost in a cave-in, you see, while on an expedition to clear out the Darkspawn from one of the tunnels running close to the city. They were made specially for him. They're unique, she shrieked. He stole them from my poor brother's corpse. She had me arrested on the spot, of course. Nobles, they're touchy like that.
Tell me about it.
Ah, yes, your brand. You know what I'm talking about, don't you? Anyway, the woman, as I said, accused me of stealing the braces. Well, I didn't steal them. You see, I'd been paying these castless thugs to venture out into the deep roads for me. The lost tigers. They're full of things that people left behind. Sometimes you can find a treasure. Something worth a little gold.
Better do something with them than leave them rot.
That's exactly how I see it. The noblewoman, she wasn't too happy with the theft of her brother's braces. I don't know what they planned for me, and I didn't want to find out. Bribed the guard that was watching me and took off for the surface first opportunity I got. Never looked back.
Fascinating.
You're quite welcome. Now, is there anything the boy or I can get you?
Yes. Oh, you didn't mention your son in your tale.
Ah, yes. I'm married to a fine woman back in Denerim, it's true. She'd give me a son if she could, but that's not likely to ever be. Sandal here. I found him in the deep roads years ago. Abandoned, I think, and he was never quite right in the head. I took him in, and I brought him with me when I came here to the surface. He may not be my blood, true, but I think of him as one.
We left Orzammar.
That's right, boy. Maybe one day we'll see it again.
That was generous of you. Blood isn't all that important.
That's how I've always felt. As long as he's happy, so am I. It's not as if I don't benefit, mind you. Turns out the boy's a natural working with enchantments.
Enchantment?
He might have even been lyrium-addled. I never thought of that before, to be honest. Happens sometimes. He can work an enchantment into just about anything, however, given some time. Could probably open his own shop, if he knew how.
Enchantment.
Well, he does seem to enjoy it, at least.
Enchantment. Alright, let's see your goods.
Look, we don't rob people, all right? The things in the Lost Tigers, what good did they do lying? It's not all that different up here.
I agree.
There are places long abandoned by the humans everywhere. Even more now with the dark. People flee from the Blight with good reason. And sometimes, my boy and I, we find our way to these places before the Horde descends, and we save these things. Is that so bad? They destroy everything they touch.
Everyone has to make a living
That's
somehow.
what I tell myself, too. Ah, I'm sure you...
Let me see your wares, buddy. Alright, let's sell. Sell.
Hello.
The boy's a bit simple, but He's rather good with enchantments. One of those tranquil fellas actually called him a... what was it now? A savant. I had no idea such a thing existed.
What enchantments does he do?
He can fold lyrium into almost any weapon or piece of armor, though naturally some of the more extravagant materials will take more lyrium than others. It's a process that some of the master smiths back in Orzammar will perform, but my boy here is just as adept at it. Isn't that right, boy?
Enchantment!
And there you have it.
Let's do it.
Enchantment!
Ooh, I can do, okay. Select. Ooh. Let's do fire damage. Very groovy. So now Alistair should have a fiery sword. Look at that. Very cool, my good man. Alright. Can we do anything from here, or do we just head out?
Yes? We're in camp, so 'tis as good a time as any.
I can smooch her already?
What's this? 'Tis a rather odd discussion you seem to desire, leaning in so closely. Not unless you stop.
No objection. What? I already romanced Morgan so early? PG-13 moment, everybody. Don't forget to look away. I thought it took longer to do a romance, or maybe that wasn't a romance yet.
Yes?
Something
We're in
personal.
camp, so 'tis as good a time as any.
Discuss us?
Discuss away.
Nothing? Alright. Leave it alone for now. Good camp, good night. What's up, doggy?
Oh, why, you little...
Did you just jump at the side of your own shadow again?
Oh, you're so funny. Such rapier wit. Your furry friend here took offense at me getting near his food. He snapped at me. Look.
Good boy. Teach that silly Alistair Lance. Listen.
Sometimes I forget that he's a war dog. That'll teach me. I once heard a really old legend about how the Hound warriors in the days of the old tribes would feed their Mabari the flesh of the vanquished. Well, that's what I heard anyway. It would sometimes be human flesh.
The dog doesn't like that gagging noises.
Oh, like you can tell the difference. For all you know, maybe you've already been fed something. Someone.
If you've never had it and didn't know it, it probably was tasty. I love the banter with the dog.
Look at what your fool dog placed in my pack.
He left you a present.
A putrid, half-eaten hare is not something a woman wants to find in her unmentionables.
He's ruined them? Does this mean you have to go without?
Maybe, but that is not the point. The dirty mongrel can have this back. There. And tell him not to do it again.
Don't do it again. You're a war dog. Right, it was a gift. Can't just throw it away like that. Wait, no. You heard the lady.
I don't want it, you worthless fur bag.
Aww. That dog's too smart for his own
He is
good.
certainly manipulative, I can tell. I do it too.
stinning dog.
You are a true warrior and worthy of respect.
Trying to find a way through the earth, are we? It's gonna take some time, you know. Good luck with that. Right, let's get back out into the world. I want to take Alistair,
Yes.
Dog, and Morrigan, please.
Indeed.
Oh yeah. Except gather my party and venture forth. Okay. There we go. Wouldn't let me out for a minute. Dinner room. Fortress. Such as pass. Mountains. Let's go to Redcliffe Village.
Look, can we talk for a moment? I need to tell you something. I should probably have told you earlier.
What's on your mind? I'm not gonna like this, am I?
I don't know. I doubt it. I've never liked it, that's for sure. I told you before how Al Eamon raised me, right? That my mother was a serving girl at the castle and he took me in. The reason he did that was because, well, because my father was King Marek, which made Kaelin my half-brother, I suppose.
So you're not just a boy, a bastard, but a royal bastard.
Ha! Yes, I guess it does it, that. I should use that line more often. I would have told you, but it never really meant anything to me. I was inconvenient, a possible threat to Kaelin's rule, and so they kept me secret. I'd never talked about it to anyone. Everyone who knew either resented me for it or they coddled me. Even Duncan kept me out of the fighting because of it. I didn't want you to know as long as possible. I'm sorry.
Does Loghain know?
Why wouldn't he? He was King Marek's best friend. I don't know if that means anything, though. I certainly never considered the idea that it might ever be important. At any rate, that's it. That's what I had to tell you. I thought you should know about it.
We could use this to our advantage.
Oh, no, I don't like the sound of that, if that's where you're going. It was made very clear to me early on that there's no room for me on the throne. And that's fine by me. No, if there's an heir to be found, it's Al Eamon himself. He's not of royal blood, but he is Kaelin's uncle, and more importantly, very popular with the people. Though, if he's really as sick as we've heard... Oh, no, I don't want to think about that. I really don't. So there you have it. Now can we move on? And I'll just pretend you still think I'm some nobody who was too lucky to die with the rest of the Grey Wardens.
As you command, my prince.
Oh, lovely. I'm going to regret this. Somehow I just know it.
Yes, you are. Alright, new area unlocked. Deathroot. Can't go in there. That's the world map, so it looks like the only way I have to go is across this bridge.
I thought I saw travelers coming down the road, though I scarcely believed it. Have you come to help us?
I'm on my way to see Earl Aemon.
The Then you don't know. Has nobody out there heard?
I've heard Aelin is sick, if that's what you mean.
He could be dead for all we know. Nobody's heard from the castle in days. We're under attack. Monsters come out of the castle every night and attack us until dawn. Everyone's been fighting and dying.
Apparently everyone seems to agree that a blight is the perfect time to start killing each other. Marvelous, really.
We've no army to defend us. No Arl and no king to send us help. So many are dead. And those left are terrified they're next.
Hold on, what is this evil that's attacking you?
I don't rightly know. I'm sorry, nobody does.
Nobody knows.
I should take you to Ban Tegan. He's all that's holding us together. He'll want to see you.
Ban Tegan, Arlemon's brother. He's here.
Yes. It's not far, if you'll come with me.
Let's roll.
It's Thomas, yes? And who are these people with you? They're obviously not simple travelers.
No,
No,
we
my
are
lord.
not.
They just arrived, and I thought you would want to see them.
Well done, Thomas. Greetings, friends. My name is Tegan, Ban of Reynisphere, brother to the Arl.
I remember you, Ban Tegan, though the last time we met, I was a lot younger and covered in mud.
Covered in mud? Alistair? It is you, isn't it? You're alive! This is wonderful news.
Still alive, yes, though I'm just as surprised about that as you are, believe me.
Indeed. Loghain would have us believe all Grey Wardens died along with my nephew, amongst other things.
What has Loghain said?
That Loghain pulled out his own men in order to save them. That Cailan risked the entire nation's safety in the name of glory. Loghain calls the Grey Wardens traitors, murderers of the king. I don't believe it. It is an act of a desperate man. So you are a Grey Warden as well. A pleasure to meet you. I wish it were under better circumstances. You're here to see my brother. Unfortunately, that might be a problem. Eamon is gravely ill. No one has
So
heard
I've
from the
heard.
castle in days. No guards patrol the walls, and no one has responded to my shouts. The attack started a few nights ago. Evil things surged from the castle. We drove them back, but many perished during the assault.
I can help you drive them back.
How pointless to help these villagers fight an impossible battle. One would think we had enough to contend with elsewhere.
Thank you. Thank you. This means more to me than you can guess. Thomas, please tell Murdoch what transpired. Then return to your post.
Yes, my lord.
Now then, there is much to do before night falls. I put 2 men in charge of the defense outside. Murdoch, the village mayor, is outside the chantry. Sir Perth, one of Eamon's knights, is just up the cliff at the windmill, watching the castle. You may discuss with them the preparations for the coming battle.
Okay.
Of course.
What are these things?
I do not know. They seem to be walking corpses, men with rotting flesh that continue to attack even with the gravest injuries.
Zombies!
Undead. Spirits possessing the dead. There could be several causes behind such a thing, none of them pleasant.
Alright.
Very well. Luck be with you, my friend.
Alright. We're in the chantry. There's a quest ray. Who's a book also.
I'm scared, Mother. When are the bad men coming?
Soon, darling.
Demonic possession.
Don't worry. Everything will be all right.
You're a Grey Warden, right? Were you in Ostagar? My husband and son went there to bring the chant of
Ah,
light
I have your stuff.
But I
Are
haven't
you
heard
Jeddah?
from... I am. You've heard of me?
I have something here from your husband.
Oh? Oh, his lockbox. If you're bringing me this, Oh no. I'm sorry. Thank you so much for bringing this to me. It means a lot to... Maker's blessings upon you.
Alright.
Father is outside defending the village from the bad men.
So
We
ready.
Good day.
Stay here and be brave. Can you do that?
I guess so.
I'm so
Alright.
scared, Father.
Before we talk
What
to
are we going
Caitlin,
to do?
I need a cookie.
Silence, girl. Do you want the children to hear you?
But night is coming. The monsters will return and we sit here and wait for them.
We have no choice. We must pray and hope for the Maker's compassion.
I just hope everything will be all right. So many have already died.
Cookies are good. Alright. Off we continue. Crazy puppy. Alright. Caitlin, what do you have to say?
Sorry. Am I bothering you? I'll try to be more quiet.
You're not bothering me. Why are you crying?
Those things dragged my mother away. I don't know what happened to her, but I hear her screaming all the time. Everywhere. And now my brother Bevan, he ran off. I don't know where he is. I'm so scared they got him too.
I'll keep an eye out for him.
You will? Thank you so much. Please find him.
Missing child. Got another quest here.
What is that smell? Fish? And something else. Oh, more fish.
You know, we still no sign of them coming back from the castle, Murdoch.
So you're the Grey Warden, are you? I heard they all died with the king.
Are you sure you didn't hear that we killed the king?
Could be that I did. We aren't gonna turn aside anyone who wants to help, though. Don't take me for being an ingrate or nothing.
Well, we do want to help however we can. You can trust us.
Name's Murdoch, mayor of what's left of the village, providing we aren't all killed and hauled off to the castle tonight.
Have good faith, man.
I hope you're right. I've been trying to hold us together, but it isn't easy. Anyhow, you're here, and they tell me you're in charge.
What can I do to help?
We need what little armor and weapons we got repaired, and quickly, or half of us will be fighting without either.
Okay.
Owen's the only blacksmith who can do it, but the stubborn fool refuses to even talk. If we're to be ready for tonight, we'll need that crotchety bastard's help.
Okay. Nobody else can do these repairs?
Not by nightfall, and not well enough that I'd be happy to test it in combat. If there were others, don't you think I'd ask them?
See what I can do.
I'd appreciate it. If he doesn't help, he'll die like the rest of us. What good will that do anyone then?
Exactly.
Well, sure, they take the dead and they, you know... I don't want to...
All right.
I guess this might be the last night after all.
Go away. Curse you. Leave me in peace. You've already taken everything out of my stores. There's nothing left.
Just Owen the blacksmith.
Huh? Who is that? What do you want? I've been through enough.
I'd rather not speak through a door. Can I come in?
All right, all right. Let me undo the locks. All I ask is that you don't make any trouble.
Somebody's been drinking.
So I let you in. You wanted to talk. Now we're talking. Mind telling me who you are?
My name is Renfield, a Grey Warden helping Ban Tegan.
A Grey Warden, is it? It takes all kinds. Funny, you didn't sound like a dwarf through the door. Can't say I expected that. Anyhow, my name's Owen, though you might already know that. Care to join me as I get besotted? Or is there something in particular you wanted?
Militia needs your help.
Why should I help Murdoch when he won't help me? My girl, Valena, is one of the Alessa's maids, and she's trapped up there in the castle, but the mayor won't send anyone for her. She's been my life since my wife passed on 2 years ago. Now she's dead, or soon to be. I don't care what happens to me or the village, or anyone!
Or you could work to help save her.
I'm an old man. Everyone knows we aren't making it through the night. Or are you going to save us?
I intend to try.
Is that so? Maybe it's the drink talking, but you almost sound like you believe that. Tell you what, if you want me to do repairs for Murdoch and his men, promise me you'll go into the castle and find my daughter.
I'll do my best.
Not good enough. Murdoch said the same damn thing, and I didn't believe him either.
You are asking a great deal, you wretched little man.
I want a promise. Promise me that you'll look for her. That you'll bring her back to me if you can.
That's what I just promised.
I'll accept that. It's something to hope for, at least.
Oh, lovely. Shall we next begin rescuing kittens from trees?
Right then. It seems I have some work to do relighting the forge, and I suppose I'll have to find some iron. Maybe at the mill. Murdoch just better send his men here as soon as possible if I'm gonna get to all these repairs and get them done by nightfall. If you need anything done, well, just let me know. I've got a lot to do now, so you'll have to excuse me. I must admit, it feels good to be up and doing something finally.
All right.
There's no
Talk
way
business.
Right.
He doesn't have anything. That's not the door.
Well, it looks like Owen's finally doing the repairs we need.
You're welcome.
The damn fool is falling over drunk and still manages to make smithying look easy. Good enough, I say. I'll inform Bantig and the militia is ready to fight. We'll give those bastards a welcome they won't soon forget.
We're not only ready, Murdoch, we're gonna win.
I hope you're right. We may just be village folk, but we're going to fight like there's no tomorrow.
I still need to speak to Sir Perth.
You'll find him and his men at the mill by the bridge, to the north. I have a good feeling about tonight.
Good for you. That nap's coming on strong.
There's one thing I do not understand, Alistair.
Just the one thing.
About you, perhaps. Why the deception over your parentage?
I'd figure you'd be the sort who knows all about deception.
I do. And what use the deception might have had ended when King Cailan perished, did it not?
Maybe. I guess I was sort of hoping that would go away.
The truth does not go away.
I didn't say it was a good plan.
Alright. What did I miss? Is there a path? There's a path. What's in the path, man? What's in the path? Like a build a boat there. What's this right here then? A tavern. What can I find at the local tavern? A man named Brick.
Not looking for company.
Strange seeing an elf here.
Elves aren't allowed to travel?
Is that what you're doing?
I'm not here to talk. Just leave me to drink, all right? I just want to be left alone.
Grumpy old man, but okay.
Another doomed soul come to drown their sorrows here, I see. If you came here for a drink, you'll have to talk to Lloyd. He's got a vice grip on the spigots. I'm just here to keep the boys from mutiny.
Alright. What about that elf?
Not much. He's very quiet. Says his name's Beric and he's here to meet his brother, but I think he's lying. He's a bit creepy. Keep safe.
Hello there, friend. Can't say haven't had many travelers lately. All this nonsense is bad for business. Bet you're a... Oh, you know, evil. So, what'll it be? You
Some
are?
questions.
Fine. Make them quick. Right then.
I want that graffiti, which disappeared. There it goes. A note to diners. Don't eat the cheese.
Hey, what can Lloyd get you? Fine. Make them quick.
Why are you still open?
I'm not abandoning my tavern because of a few monsters. The second I'm in the Chantry, Murdoch and his men will be here drinking all my ale. Something else I can get for you?
What do you got?
Right. I've got some supplies, too, in case you're interested.
It's a gift.
Interesting.
I don't get much for giving her those little things. Alright, not getting out that door. Back out into the village we go.
So I take it you did not enjoy your Templar training?
That's directed at me, I take it.
Do you see any others about who have failed at their religious instruction?
I didn't fail, I was recruited into the Grey Wardens.
And if you had not been recruited, what would have happened instead?
I would have turned into a drooling lunatic, slaughtered the Grand Cleric, and run through the streets of Denham in my small clothes, I guess.
Your self-awareness does you credit.
I thought you'd like that.
Sarcasm. Occasionally it is the recourse of a weak mind, but occasionally it is the sign of sharp wits. Sir Perth, I wish to speak with thee.
Greetings, Grey Warden. I am as relieved as Ban Tegan is to see you here. I must admit I am unfamiliar with addressing a dwarf of your station. I do not wish to be rude.
Call me Grey Warden, for that is what I am.
Grey Warden it is, then, and thank you kindly. I am Sir Perth, until recently in direct service of Arl Eamon of Redcliffe. For now my charge is defending the village from these evil assaults. Would that I had chosen not to seek out the urn of sacred ashes. Perhaps I would have fended off whatever evil befell the castle, or perhaps I would be dead. Ah well, with the Grey Warden aiding our defense, perhaps all is not lost.
Anything I can do to help? Oh no, wait, the urn.
When the Isle fell sick, we were at a loss. Nothing worked to cure him, and he just kept getting worse. Finally, our lesser Isolde came up with a plan. The Urn of Sacred Ashes is a legendary artifact said to hold great healing powers. If found, it might save him.
They say the followers of Andraste smuggled her ashes out of Tevinter and hid them in Ferelden. The urn's never been heard of since.
We knights volunteered to seek it out. Few of us have returned. Many are still out there, unaware of what is happening here.
Why did the Arlessa believe anyone could find the urn?
The Earl once employed a scholar, Brother Genetivi.
Whose notes
he
I
had
keep
proof
finding.
the urn was in Ferelden, or so I was told.
Okay. Just can I find the other knights?
Eventually, perhaps. The ones I have here were those near enough to recall within the last few days. I only returned myself because I was passing by Redcliffe and heard the news of strange attacks.
What was Arl sick
We were never
with?
certain. He thirsted for water and then grew weaker and weaker. He brought in a mage, but even that did nothing. The Arlessa believed he was cursed and that we needed the power of Andraste herself, or he would surely perish.
So the knights left the capital
Not at all.
defenseless.
A great number of soldiers remained in Castle Redcliffe. I wonder if they perished there and were transformed into these things. The thought chills my blood.
Discuss
As
something
you wish.
else. How can I help?
We have sufficient armor and weapons, but my knights are too few to stand against the monsters without assistance. Perhaps you could approach Mother Hannah in the Chantry for some holy protection against these evil creatures. Otherwise, I do not know what else you could provide beyond your own talents. We're as prepared for the onslaught as we could possibly be, all things considered.
Alright, let's see what I can do.
That gladdens my heart to hear it.
Alright, anything else you need?
No, nothing comes to mind. If you have not spoken to the Mayor, Murdoch, you should. As you wish, Grey Warden. Make a watch over you.
Alright, so we've talked to Path. Let's check the windmill. Excuse me. Ooh, love letter. A note from Sir Henrik. Nope. Correspondence interruptus. Collection of embarrassing personal communications between the spoiled wealthy and their objects of obsession. You are filthy, a beast. Such depravity I've never been forced to suffer. How words are so laden when they leave your lips is beyond decent imagining. Madame, I love you. Alright. Nothing in here, but there is a door. I can't seem to do anything with it at the moment, so... Alright, time to save. Saving! Alright. Check a few things. Woof, woof, woof. Yeah, I'll get to you here in a minute, buddy. Alright, back to this. Man, I tell you what.
No.
Oh, I'm not able to pick that? Well, how am I getting in?
Sadly not.
What am I missing?
Greetings, friend. No monster sightings yet. There's still time before sundown.
Okay, what is Sir Perth?
The Knights of Redcliffe are ready to fight at your disposal.
Ah.
Have you spoken to the revered mother? Has she offered anything?
Have you spoken to her yourself?
Of course I did. She said she could not help us.
I'll see what I can do.
That gladdens my heart to hear it. As you wish, Grey Warden.
So, I gotta find where the Chantry was, and I guess we take a stand with him when we're ready to start. So where's the Chantry at? Can I get to that tree? Because if my dog takes a wee-wee on the tree, I get bonuses. It's totally true. I love that part about this. There's a tree right there. Let's skip to my dog. Yep, go over here, buddy. Take a wee. Mabari dominance is now active. Good boy. Who's a good boy taking a pee-pee on the tree? Who's a good boy? Alright, which one is the Chantry? House, landmark tree, window, house. Smithy, Caitlin's Chantry, that's where I want to go. I guess I was in the Chantry and missed talking to the Reverend Mother, Holy Mother, whoever, whatever.
Let us pray. Blessed art thou who exists in the Maker's sight. Blessed art thou who seeks his forgiveness.
Mother Hannah says we have to be brave.
You are of dwarven blood and a stranger amongst us, yet you defend a home that is not your own.
It's more than you're doing.
We are grateful for that.
I cannot stand by while monsters attack the helpless.
Not many in these modern days would honestly say the same. You are a man of worth, and the Maker will smile upon you. Allow me to introduce myself. I am revered Mother Hannah, head of this Chantry, which for the moment is a place of refuge for these poor villagers. They are terrified of tonight's attack, and I fear these walls will not keep them safe. What can I do to help with your task?
You can go bless the dudes up top. Sir Perth needs holy protection for the knights.
I have done all I can for them. I pray for them each night and seek the Maker's forgiveness for their sins before they face their deaths. What Sir Perth seeks is something that is not in my power to give.
Why not? What do you mean? You're not praying hard enough then.
Sir Perth believes that I can protect them against these creatures, a shield only the Maker can provide, and that I withhold this power.
Well, can't you just tell him the Maker will watch over him? Morale is a powerful thing, you know.
I agree.
You mean you want me to let them think the Maker protects them in a real sense? I will not lie to them like that.
But if it helps them...
I suppose their belief in the Maker's power could inspire them, but it just seems like trickery. Very well. If it keeps them alive, I will do what I must.
That's right.
I have a number of silver-cast holy symbols. Tell Sir Perth that he can have them, and that wearing them will confer the Maker's protection. Now please, let me tend to these poor folk. I must do what I can, and I suggest you do the same.
Persuasion. Succeeded. When will they be back? Oh, I missed him. I don't want to die alone in a deadly cell with the bad monsters coming after me. Where's the auto run button? Oh, I'm not gonna lie, trying to stream from 11 to 4 is gonna be rough, because I am nap is all my brain is thinking.
The Knights of Redcliffe are ready to fight at your disposal.
Ready to make... You said you wanted holy protection.
Have you spoken to the revered mother? Has she offered anything?
Would these help?
If they are the same as the symbols worn by their priests, well, that would more than suffice.
I'm glad I could help.
I will send some men to collect the amulets. Please give my regards to Mother Hannah for seeing some sense at last.
Let's do that.
There is still time before the sun goes down. If you have not yet spoken to Murdoch, or if there is anything you have planned...
I'm ready.
Good luck to you then, and may the Maker watch over us all.
Let's do this. Uh-oh. Here they come.
They're coming! Get to your positions! Make ready!
And I level up.
It's time, men. Know that we fight for the Maker and our art.
Man, I have no choice. Because I have to spin the point, don't I? I'll take this. I mean, I don't really want any of these. we survive?
The monsters are attacking from the lake! They're attacking the barricades! We need help!
Stand here and guard the
Come
path.
on, we need to hurry!
Dog relieves himself.
Dawn arrives, and we survive the night. We are victorious.
Yeah, I'm feeling it really hard right now, Sparrow.
And though this
I'm not going to
victory
make it
came at
before,
great
I'll tell you
cost,
that much.
We must remember none of us would be here were it not for the heroism of these good folk beside me. I thank you, good sir.
I started feeling it at
Truly
11,
the Maker smiled
and I
on us
drank
when he sent you
a double
here
espresso.
in our darkest hour.
I'm telling you, my body is so accustomed to, you know, wake up, stream, 11:30, 12, I take my nap. I've been doing that for 5, 6 years. I don't think the 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. stream is going to be a reality. This is supposed to be the first day that I'm doing it, and I am not feeling it. Like, Happy to help defend the village. Much more to do, Bantegan.
Surely these people deserve some small celebration, don't you think? There is time yet.
Let us bow our heads and give honor to those who gave their lives in defense of Redcliffe.
Murdoch of Redcliffe, mayor and beloved father, we salute you.
You and so many others who have perished here.
Oh, he died?
Walk with he who is your maker.
May their ancestors give them welcome.
With the Maker's favor, the blow we delivered today is enough for me to enter the castle and seek out your Arl. Be wary and watch for signs of renewed attack. We shall return with news as soon as we are able. Now, we've no time to waste. Meet me at the mill. We can talk further there.
I can't believe Murdoch died. Level up. Let's give her just willpower. Man, I kind of want to give her the heal because I don't know that I'm going to get a heal from anywhere else. But I also want her... There we go. Dog, let's level you up, buddy. They did a good job with the dog and the running animations.
Tell me.
Alright, up to the mill we go. Oops.
So what's the deal with you and him anyway? Dare I ask?
Him? Him who? Is this supposed to mean something to me?
You know exactly who I'm talking about. Mr. Let's Make Kissy Faces over there.
My. You are jealous, aren't you? Did I take your favorite Grey Warden away from you?
What? I'm not jealous. I'm horrified.
Those blushing cheeks of yours tell a different tale.
These blushing cheeks are terrified that you'll suck all the blood out of them once you're finished with him.
If I feel the need to suck on anything of yours, Alistair, you'll be the first to know.
That was so not what I meant.
Perhaps we should go and tell him together about your touching concerns. Perhaps he'll pay more attention to you if you ask nicely.
God, Morgan.
I think we're done here.
Morgan
done
is the
before
queen
you
of
started,
sarcasm.
in fact.
Alright, let's talk to Sir Perth. Nope, not Bantegan.
Odd how quiet the castle looks from here. You would think there was nobody inside at all. But I shouldn't delay things further. I had a plan. To enter the castle after the village was secure. There is a secret passage here, in the mill, accessible
That's
only
that
to my
trapdoor
family.
I was thinking about earlier. Why didn't you mention this before?
I knew you would choose to enter the castle instead of staying in the village. And we needed warriors. I'm sorry if I... Maker's breath.
Tigan, thank the Maker you yet live.
Isolde, you're alive. How did you... What has happened?
I do not have much time to explain. I slipped away from the castle as soon as I saw the battle was over, and I must return quickly. And I need you to return with me, Tigan. Alone.
Need more of an explanation.
What? Who is this man, Tigan?
You remember me, Lady Isolde, don't you?
Alistair. Of all the... Why are you here?
They are Grey Wardens, Isolde. I owe them my life.
Pardon me, I would exchange pleasantries, but... considering the circumstances...
Please, Lady Isolde, we had no idea anyone was even alive within the castle. We must have some answers.
I know you need more of an explanation, but I don't know what is safe to tell. Tigan, there is a terrible evil within the castle. The dead waken and haunt the living. The maid responsible was caught, but still it continues. And I think Connor is going mad. We have survived, but he won't flee the castle. He has seen so much death. You must help him, Tigan. You are his uncle. You could reason with him. I do not know what else to do.
What about Errol Eamon? Is he still alive?
He is. He is being kept alive so far, thank the Maker.
Kept alive? Kept alive by what?
Something the mage unleashed. So far it allows Eamon, Connor, and myself to live. The others were not so fortunate. It killed so many, and turned their bodies into walking nightmares. Once it was done with the castle, it struck the village. It wants us to live, but I do not know why. It allowed me to come for you, Tigan, because I begged, because I said Connor needed help.
So why must Tegan go alone?
For Connor's sake. I promised I would return quickly and only with Tigan. Tigan, I know you could order your men to follow me when I return to the castle. I beg you not to. For Connor's sake.
You're not telling us everything.
I beg your pardon? That's a rather impertinent accusation.
Not if it's true.
An evil I cannot fathom holds my son and the husband hostage. I came for help. What more do you want from me?
The truth.
Tigan, I do not have much time. What if it thinks I'm betraying it? It could kill Connor. Please come back with me. Must I beg?
Could be some kind of a demon.
I do not know. Oh, Maker's mercy. Could it truly be a demon? I can't let it
Alright, I'm
hurt
sick of
my
your
Connor.
bullshit about Connor.
You must. He is an
Tell me about the
infiltrator,
mage.
I think. One of the castle staff. We discovered he was poisoning my husband.
Eamon was poisoned?
He claims an agent of Terran Logain's hired him. He may be lying, however. I cannot say.
The king is dead, and we need my brother now more than ever. I will return to the castle with you, Isolde.
Thank the Maker. Bless you, Tigan. Bless you.
You're gonna get yourself killed.
I cannot let Isolde return alone. Perhaps I can help Connor or Eamon. Perhaps this is really a trap, but this is my family. I must try. I have no illusions of dealing with this evil alone. You, on the other hand, have proven quite formidable. Isolde, can you excuse us for a moment? We must confer in private before I return to the castle with you.
Please do not take too long.
Here's what I propose. I go in with Isolde, and you enter the castle using the secret passage. My signet ring unlocks the door. Perhaps I will distract whatever evil is inside and increase your chances of getting in unnoticed. What do you say?
Alright.
Then it's for the best. I would prefer to go inside with you, but I have no choice in the matter. Sir Perth and his men can watch for danger at the castle entrance. If you can open the gates from within, they can move in and help you. I don't think there's anyone else who can help you. If you choose not to go, then it's up to me to do what I can. Here is my signet ring. It will open the lock on the door in the mill. Whatever you do, Eamon is the priority here. If you have to, just get him out of there. Isolde, me, and anyone else, we are expendable.
We must end this evil no matter what.
Greater evils have been loosed on the world, but I will not argue with you. but I can delay no longer. Allow me to bid you farewell. And good luck.
Alright, I just remembered I gotta write a couple of things down in my notebook. Leads me to an investigation. I need to check Patreon. We've got a new post coming out later today. But also woof, woof, woof. Crazy dog. Alright, that's it, everybody. I made it till 3 o'clock. I can't go any further. I'm tired. And I gotta get a Patreon post written up for this afternoon and get it published. My nap is calling. Should be back tomorrow, I think, at some point. Now, I know we have a meeting in the morning. But I should be back streaming tomorrow at around 11 a.m. for a few hours. So join us tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow morning, etc. Thanks for tuning in today. Subscribe, bell icon. Don't forget, I now have super thanks. So if you want to, you can hit the thanks button on the video. If you're here live, you can always do a super chat. You can join as a member. It's a great way for coming in and dropping, you know, a couple bucks. It's a great way to buy me a cup of coffee, say thanks for the content I produce here. You can also pick up a subscription over at patreon.com/wandering hermits. Check out all the other videos.